All right. I don't know how long this gonna be, but just a little quick conversation, a little quick talk. But seriously though, what do you do when you're like tired, man? You feel like I don't want to do this no more. I'm fed up. I'm done. We don't have enough people around you to really kind of motivate you, kind of push you into, you know what I'm saying, handling your business. Or how you know when somebody's been pushed to the point to where they don't want to do it no more. They tired. They don't want to fight. They don't want to argue. They don't want to do nothing. There's a lot of people in relationships like that. You wonder why your mate is like, don't want to argue no more, don't want to fight no more. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of like, yeah, whatever. You just do whatever. Do whatever. And some people really are in relationships like that, where one of the partners, be it the man or the woman, is just like, it is what it is, whatever. What do you do when you get tired like that? And you feel like the bills, the finances, the job, the weight on your shoulders is just too much. And you don't want to fight these battles no more. I mean, what do you, how do you deal with that? Because you can't sit here and say that you never felt it, unless you some type of rich person that's just got a bunch of money and living good and got the happy life. You may not be able to understand it, but you know, it's a question, man. Like, how do you keep going? How do you keep going when you feel like everything is working against you? Now, some people got friends, but what if you don't really have friends? What if you really don't have nobody, no friends or family that you can actually talk to? I mean, sometimes friends or family are good when they need something or when they just want to, they're bored and got nothing else to do. So it's like, oh, well, let me call this person because ain't nobody else available and I'm bored. But what do you do to keep going? What do you do to kind of just bring yourself back? Because sometimes you get to a point where you feel like, I'm on my back. I don't want to get up. I just want to lay here, just lay here in the wounds and the pain and the suffering. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with this broken relationship. I don't want to deal with these troubled finances, none of this stuff. You don't want to try to lose weight. You're tired of fighting to lose weight. You tired of trying to get somebody that like you. You tired of the whole dating scene. You're tired of the whole relationship scene. You just sick and tired of all of it. You tired of going to a job where you got to look over your shoulder every 5 minutes? Who writes some down about you, or who's going back and saying something about you? If this clique talking about you, that clique talking about you, you know what I'm saying? All these little private conversations that's taking place. It's like, how do you feel about that? How do you keep going when you feel like that's the world you live in? And it don't mean that you're a bad person. It don't mean that you're a bad person at all. It don't mean that you out here doing wrong. It's just that you're just you're just dealing with a point of life to where you just can't see a way out. You can't see a way out. You want to see a way out. You want to feel a way out. You want to, you want out. Not in a bad way. You just want one thing to go right. You just want one person to say you got this. You just want one person, for a man, just that one person to pat you on your shoulder and say, well, you got this, bro. I'm with you. Hang in there. You just want one person. You might be a female. One of your homegirls just come up to you and say, listen, you're going to get through this, and y'all give each other a hug. You know what I'm saying? Or that family member that just call and say, hey, hang in there. Text message, email. Shoot, some people take a letter from a pigeon. But what do you do when you feel like you can't go any further? You just done. You're done with all of it. So now you starting to think, I got to find another way. Now is when you start looking at options that may not be in your best interest or somebody else's best interest, options that could put you in a bad situation, put you in legal situations. You start getting desperate because you don't see a way out, because you're tired of fighting honestly and it ain't getting nowhere. And trust me, I believe in God. I believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I understand what it's like, man, when you pray and pray and pray and you just don't see no results. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that you don't believe in God. It's not that at all. Sometimes you just don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you deserve to be saved. You don't believe that good things are coming for you because you're so busy trying to fight where you are now. It's hard for you to see anything good. Or sometimes you feel like you made so many mistakes in your life that you just don't see a way that things can get better. You don't see a resolution. And it's hard. Sometimes when I remember one time I was watching TV, man, and it was at a show about people who won a lottery going to buy houses. And this homeless dude, he was homeless. He was homeless for a couple years. And he hit the lottery for like $1 million something. And he was like, it was a second chance. That's what he was right. He said, it was a second chance for me. Just imagine how many of us, man, are just looking and just saying, I need a second chance. That's it, a second chance. Because we all know once you're judged in this world and you're labeled in this world, it's hard to break from that label. It's hard to break from that label. Because even if you're applying for a job, in one state, you might say, let me just go to another state, start fresh, another county, another city. What's the first thing they ask for? References. And depending on who it is, you still may be dealing with the struggles of that label that you're carrying. And sometimes you labeled yourself and you don't know how to get out of it. You don't know how to remove that label. It's how you see yourself. It's how you feel about yourself. You don't feel worthy of being loved. You don't feel, that any good opportunities are going to come your way. You don't feel you're going to get that financial break because you feel like everything you go after in life is a struggle. It's a fight. And like I said, I really believe this is what happens when a person is pushed to the point where they feel like, I got to make some decisions, and it may not be the best decisions because now I feel like I've done things the right way. Now I may have to take things into my own hands, which may be the wrong way in some cases, which it could be scams. It could be, maybe five fingering stuff from here or there just so you can, get by to make it to the next month. So it's just kind of sad, man. It's kind of sad when life gets to that point. But that brings me to my next question. What pulls you back? What pulls you back when you feel like doing wrong? When in your mind you rationalize the wrong thing is the necessary thing to do. What pulls you back? What pulled you back to where you say, you know what? My mind is telling me to do this, but something inside me is telling me no. What is it that pulls you back? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to rob a bank, most people think, oh man, if I go to jail, but it's got to be something more deeper than that. It's got to be something more than the consequences. Normally something you like really attached to, something that's really means a lot to you. And sometimes it's the fact that A person can mean a lot to you, and they may not realize how much you mean to them. They may not realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like they mean so much to you, but they don't but they don't show that same back to you. What is it that keeps you from taking that step that's going to put you in the wrong direction? What pulls you back? Is there a family member? Is it a friend? Is it your kids? Is it your wife? Is it your husband? What is it that pulls you back to make you say, I can't do this? Either you don't want to disappoint people, you don't want to let people down, or you don't want to risk being away from people, a person. Do you feel like you built something up? Maybe you can hold on a little longer. My point is, you need something in life that pulls you back. You need something in life that when you start thinking crazy, when you start thinking that I got to take this into my own hands and do it my way, you need something that's going to pull you back. And it has to be something that's very sentimental to you, something that you consider as valuable, as precious. And like I said, it could be a wife, it could be wife and kids, husband and kids, it could be friends, family. Maybe you built up a home, maybe you built up a business. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's something, but you have to think about that. What is it? What is it that you're trying to hold on to and you don't want to lose? And I think that's why so many people fall off track in life, because they don't have anything to pull them back. They don't have anything that when they're going to take that wrong step, or they're going to make that mistake, or they're going to do something that has some, kind of serious consequences, they don't feel they have that special thing in life to pull them back, to make them sort of like think twice and like, okay, well, this is not right. Even if you thinking about, I'm going to rob a bank, or I'm going to rob a store, or I'm going to jack this person or steal this car, it's something that makes you think and pause to where you say, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? It's something that does that. I mean, like, to me, even if it's about cheating, like if a woman is thinking that she's going to cheat on her husband, or he's going to cheat on his wife, or cheat on his girlfriend, or cheat on her boyfriend, if there is a serious, strong, and sentimental attachment, is something going to click in their mind that I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. So that's what makes me wonder, is like, what is it that pulls you back? Is your relationship that strong to where you have that type of attachment to where it does pull you back? Even though you might have had the thought of doing it. But the fact that you thought about, I'm going to hurt this person, I have something, why am I throwing it away? That it pulls you back to say, no, I'm not going to do that. Now, you might want to question why you had the thought too, but anyway, we just going to deal with at the moment. But it happens, though. It happens all the time. People get out there in life, man, things happen, and they just can't find their way back. They don't have anything to pull them back. And when there's nothing to pull a person back from the wrong and the dark side of things, it's hard for them to stay in the light. It's hard. Because if they're not receiving that in the light, the dark is quick to embrace you. It's quick. Excuse me. And I think that's, you wonder why so many people turn to porn, why so many people turn to alcohol, or they turn to people, or some kids may turn to gangs, because you will find acceptance or you'll find a false sense of comfort. Because oftentimes, when you want to stay in the light, you feel like you want to be a good and valuable part of this world. But unfortunately, sometimes it just don't work like that, man. You need somebody that's in the light that's going to pull you back. And a lot of times we just don't have that. So try to find a connection, find something of value in your life that's going to pull you back when you feel like you're kind of leaning towards the dark part of life, the dark way of thinking, the more, let's just say immoral, illegal acts, about your life because you feel like you're in a hole, you can't see your way out. So these are the things that we need to work on. Everybody, you need that. And also, just kind of think about, man, you got to be careful of when you're picking on somebody or talking about somebody, harassing somebody, bullying somebody, because you never know, what point where they are mentally in their life, because they may be at the point where it's like, I don't care. It's like, if you're part of the problem, if I have to take you out to solve my problems to get one less weight off my shoulder, so be it. And I think that's the thing that we have to kind of look at, man, is, think about, before you start gossiping and going after somebody, starting a beef, a fight or conflict, is it worth it? Are you really engaging in a conflict or an argument with somebody over something that's going to progress yourself or them or a group of people? Or are you just doing it to be vindictive? Are you jealous? Are you just bitter and you're taking it out on them? You got to think about stuff like that, because you don't want to be a person to pull somebody from trying to get their life together into something dark or traumatic. And I'm going to leave y'all with this, because I tell you what, here's a perfect example. If you ever watched the movie A Star Is Born. Now, the last one is pretty good with Lady Gaga, and I can't think of his name. But if you ain't seen the movie, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, because I'm about to tell you what happened. But because it's very relevant to this conversation. Because at the end of A Star Is Born, one of the things that happened was the guy who was a professional singer, he was the big star. He met this girl, brought her into the music industry. Her career started to blow up. His career was kind of started going down, but he was already drinking a lot when he met her. But they kind of balanced each other. But his drinking he never really got it under control until finally he went to a rehab. He got his drinking under control and he was doing better. He came home and her manager came and just really laid into him about how he's hurting her. He's hurting her career and she'll never be anywhere. He's ruining her. So after his manager left, he went inside the garage. He thought about the stuff that the manager said, although he knew that he was finally where he needed to be in life. The manager made him feel like, you're never going to change. You're hurting her. You're tearing her down. And he knew that she loved him so much that she wouldn't go on this tour that she needed to go on because she wanted to make sure he was okay. So he hung himself. Are you pushing people to that? You got to ask yourself sometime, man, are you fighting the real fights or are you just fighting just to fight? But hey, that's it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I'm going to try to come back and do another live again. But anyway, make sure you check out the website, rmbigene.com. That's my website. You can see some of the songs I've written. You can see some blogs I've written, some of the stuff that I do. So check it out. I hope you like it. And don't forget, check out the Simply Straight Talk podcast as well. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next live.